Actually, with the Nintendo Switch is where.
Oh god.
No,
Jesus.
no, I'm straight up. No, I'm
Gary, what
very.
is that?
Hello and welcome to the Tidbit Cast. My name is Gary and this is
David.
and this is
Aaron.
And we are here in a completely new week with new topics. You excited about this?
Yeah, I guess.
You're not making any noise.
We've done this every week, like.
Yeah, and you're kind of scaring
Every
me.
week since the beginning of our lives.
Yeah, no, but we do different topics every week, so it's not going to blow me away.
God, imagine if we continued this. Like, imagine if we had this since the beginning of our lives.
Some serious backlog.
It's a serious backlog.
I'd be completely out of ideas by like year 2.
How long is it going to take to upload all this to YouTube?
I don't know.
18 years.
It depends
Yeah.
on how long it takes us to like edit video, yeah?
Which, by the way, we are on YouTube now. So now you can find us at Tidbitcast on YouTube, hopefully. It's still a little thing with like being able to find us, but we have only been doing it for 2 days now.
Yeah.
So
Soon people will find us.
you will be able to find us, but most likely we will be having links on all of our major platforms, you know, Spotify and all major audio platforms, Anchor, Castbox, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and as usual, you can find us on social media at Tidbitcast on Facebook and on Instagram. And now,
Follow us.
follow us. Yeah, go ahead. It's fun. We're fun. You like us. Like us.
We
on
enjoy watching
Facebook.
the numbers.
I don't like Gary though.
No, I suppose once you
Yeah.
get rid of him, the followers will go up.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't like you either.
That's just rude. Why would you say that?
In your face.
You're in my house, get out.
And now, oh shit! I have the rules here. I have the higher ground.
Yeah.
I have
Hello there.
I have the rent book.
Oh, Jesus, kind of. Rent, going great.
Okay,
Anyway,
so I want to know if you were going to introduce an anime to someone who's seen no anime at all, what would you introduce them to?
Starting with David's topic.
Yeah.
This is my commentary.
So,
Narration.
what would you show someone who's never seen any anime?
I did it accidentally,
Okay.
whereby I was watching Howl's Moving Castle, and that was the first proper anime film that I'd watched. So just out of sheer coincidence.
I watched that yesterday for the first time.
For the first time
It was
yesterday.
my first time seeing it.
Really? See, I have very little memory of it, so what did you think of it?
I liked it. It kept me like I was really tired and it kept me awake. I was excited. Like I really liked the character personalities.
Yeah, and the castle just keeps moving. It's really weird.
Did you watch subbed or dubbed?
I watched it dubbed English.
Yeah. Batman?
Batman?
Christian Bale.
Yeah,
His
Christian
voice.
Bale. Yeah,
In what? Which Batman?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Still Christian Bale.
He does the voice in which? How's Moving Castle?
Yeah.
Yeah, of Michael Keaton.
He does the voice of Michael Keaton.
What?
Go on, keep going. It's okay, Kevin Conroy.
He does the voice of hell.
Hal, is he?
Yeah.
Oh! Wow. Surprisingly.
Is it Hell's Moving Castle?
Yes, it is.
Okay, just making sure, because I know we did it for something and it was
He's
Oscar
good at
nominated. I didn't know it was.
I don't know.
Oh my god. Leave a comment below if we're wrong.
So back on topic.
Back on topic.
First thing you saw was
I
Hell's.
accidentally introduced my mother to it.
Yeah.
Because I was watching and she came in and had no interest, no nothing. She came in, saw maybe the first. I was about 5 minutes into it. She saw a little bit here and there, walked off, left, came back in about 20 minutes later with a cup of tea, sat down and watched the whole fucking thing with me. Didn't intend to, but it grabbed her completely. So I don't know. I think that was quite easy to get someone into, and then I think she showed it to my sister as well. And she was a proper child at the time.
Yeah.
But she still kind of gravitated towards it.
Have
Anyway-
they watched any more anime since
She's
then?
a child.
Yeah, she is, but at the same time, I don't think I would have liked it when I was a child. I don't know why, but she kind of got really into it. Yes, I would say there.
Have they watched any more anime since then, or was that their one taste?
I think it was like their one taste, but because of that, and I told my mother who made it, I told my mother about the whole like guilty thing, and then whenever something like that comes on, I'm pretty sure she's seen Spirited Away, and I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not her going ever wait to see it, it's just because it came on Film 4 during their season of Ghibli, as I tend to do.
I also watched that for the first time about 4 days ago.
Spirited Away.
I'm really surprised you, Gary. You don't really
Yeah,
see
actually.
everything.
I've watched series.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of series, I just haven't watched movies. It's a few months ago. I think it was about 5 months ago I watched Akira for the first time. So I haven't really watched the movies that are considered really big, but I've watched a lot. Like I watched the series because I was keeping up to date with every series that was coming out, like every month or for like a year. So that was about 40 new series every 3 months, and then all
That's
the
a lot.
and then
That's
all the
a lot.
OVAs and the sequels and stuff like that. So I was keeping up with all the series not the movies. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like a thing that I ever like really considered the Ghibli movies.
Unless it's a Dragon Ball movie.
Oh,
It's a different topic completely.
that's different. I grew up with those.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's
When-
different.
When I'm gonna guess that you know more about Howl's Moving Castle than I do, then, because all I know is that
Maybe.
I've seen it.
He's been howling about it.
Oh, hey, my God, get out of my castle. Just said move out of my castle. That would have worked. Now I know it's based on a book.
Yes.
I think it's a book by a British author.
Yeah,
I'm not sure exactly.
I
it
can't
is-
remember her name.
Not a connive, but I know. They only did one Howl's Moving Castle, didn't they? There's only one.
Who did
Yes.
Ghibli?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no sequels.
3 books.
Okay.
There's 3 books. I discovered that at Christmas when I bought them for like my best mate. Who that's thing there. I'm pretty sure his first anime that he watched was Howl's Moving Castle.
So would you suggest films then rather than series?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, because I think if you're watching a series, you have to get invested. You have to put a hell of a lot more time into it. If you want to introduce someone to something, you show them in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
If they're into it, they're into it. If they're not, they're sitting through maybe another hour, and then it's grand. And you can introduce them to something else completely. Like if you're telling someone to hold on, wait till the series gets good.
Yeah.
And it's taken however fucking many
No, but
episodes.
take a series that is good from the beginning, you know?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you really could. But then again, it depends on what they're going to watch. What would you choose for them? Yeah, what would you choose for someone? Because I'm going Howl's Moving Castle because I
Yeah.
think it's worked for everyone I've spoken to.
Okay, I want to hear Gary's answer before I go into mine.
My answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It depends on whether you want to hear the movie first or the series.
Just one product that you would show someone.
One part I would show someone was one I did show to somebody, again, accidentally. It happened in a very similar way to what happened to Aaron. Where I was sitting down.
My mother walked in.
Aaron's mother walked in, as she does in my house, when I'm relaxing. Sorry, this is how you had to find out,
She's
Aaron.
there more than I am. It's great.
There, that's where I came from, just before I got here to record.
Really? I haven't even spoke to her.
Yeah,
your house.
Yeah, I haven't spoken either. There's definitely noise though.
Oh, fuck you.
So back on topic.
So I had to take some water. I had some really nasty hot thoughts in my mind.
Fuck you. Carry on.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Mom.
So while
Hi,
I
Aaron's mom.
was at home, this is about a year and a half ago, I went home, and as I usually do, I will just go on in the sitting room and just watch some shows. Because the Netflix. And while I was watching it, I decided, I'm going to watch Hunter x Hunter again. Hunter x Hunter is what it's written down,
Yeah.
but just Hunter x Hunter.
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
I've heard of it as well, yeah.
So Hunter x Hunter is a show that has 152 episodes, right?
Don't think that's a bit to
Introduce someone
yeah,
to.
just want to taste.
No, but it's not as long as a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Anime.
Compared to like
most
Naruto
series
or
are
Bleach.
like 300 and then going upwards of that. Hunter x Hunter is short form, long form anime, where it's short form but doesn't try to because it doesn't try to elongate it. It naturally comes to a close whenever it needs to.
Okay.
What do you mean short form?
It's short form in that it keeps everything concise. It doesn't ever try to elongate something, try and keep a storyline going longer, and it doesn't keep everything like, oh, they're power leveling. You know, like in Dragon Ball.
No filler, essentially.
There's no filler. There's absolutely no filler in any of Hunter x Hunter.
I'll
Never
no
once.
filler.
It is all one main story that goes through the entire through line. Even some of the movies are considered canon.
Yeah.
Like they're right. So why I would recommend this is because I was sitting down at home. I was watching Netflix. My brother walks in, comes in, sits down, watches it. My brother, he works in like I know him as somebody who just hangs out with his friends, works on cars and stuff like that, and kind of does what he wants. He's the kind of
I have friends.
right.
I know.
Imagine a kind of like country Irish boy, right?
Don't want to.
He's probably, if he listens to this, right. So imagine a country Irish boy,
I have
right?
no internet down there.
He's not a very complicated fella, right? He's a very.
You say your brother is simple.
He has simple tastes.
Okay.
He won't hear this. don't worry.
He does. He by that I mean what you'd imagine, like watching sports, working on cars, stuff like that. You know, hanging out with friends. What you'd imagine. You know, like it's. You know, you're working that stuff. You're hanging out with your friends. You're working, I'm just repeating myself.
Gary doesn't know how it feels to have friends.
I'm just,
No, I don't have to say this live about my family.
You can edit this.
Yeah, I could. And so, yeah, I got my train of thought went.
So you
Right.
showed your brother an anime.
Yeah, I showed my brother.
Hunter x
anime.
Hunter.
And he's
And
simple.
I showed him. I showed my simple brother an anime. And he just sat down and started watching it. He's asking like, oh, what's this? Because usually how it is when you grow up watching anime and the rest of your family's not into it, it's the usual conversation of, oh, what are you watching? And it's kind of like, isn't that for kids? And it's like, oh my god, please stop. It's like, and I continued to watch it, and then eventually he just kind of stops talking. He continues to see it, and then I go on to the next episode. He's still watching it. And I'm only 9 episodes in at this point, I think, and he's still watching it.
Weirdo.
And then I find out, because he's asked me lots of questions about it, and then he's just like, oh, why is that character doing that? I was like, oh yeah, a few episodes ago this happened. It's like, oh, okay. And then I go to sleep, and I wake up, and he's watched 20 more episodes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he stayed up that night to watch more Hunter x Hunter. He has never watched anime.
10 hours.
That's a long...
He does not watch anime.
He did that night.
He watched a
Yeah,
lot of anime.
no, this is complete standalone. He watched the entire rest of that series, by the way. With me not there, he just watched all of it. And every so often I would watch it, and he'd say, oh, don't watch it, I want to catch up and watch it with you. And I was like, okay.
He went 20 episodes ahead of you.
Oh yeah, but dude, I go hard.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, he would go ahead of me like that, and then I would continue watching it and catch up to him, and we'd watch it together. That's the first time this has happened.
Yeah.
Where and then I went, and then I found out, oh yeah, he continued watching it until the end of the series, and then he eventually got to the point in Hunter x Hunter where it's like he's waiting for more, and Hunter x Hunter leaves you wanting more so hard, and I was just like, yeah, that's right, there's no more out yet. And I was like,
yes.
And then he got onto like no, but I want more. I was like, that's right, you're hooked. This show hooks you. The reason why is that every season, has a completely different tone. The first season is survival. It's very happy in the first 3 episodes because it's following like this child who goes to what is an exam. The exam turns into like this survival, this like very hardcore survival, and then it turns into eventually one of the seasons is about they're trapped in a video game. They have video game rules.
Sword Art Online.
Oh my god, yes.
No.
I've seen that before.
And if you die in the game, you die for real. But it also turns into these, now it's a mystery and it's about mafia, which is just a mafia group that they're hunting. Because each of the characters have their own backstories, and it goes into their backstories. Each season is completely different.
Okay, but it's same characters each season, yes?
Same characters.
Okay, then how does it...
After the first 5 episodes, you've met almost every character that will be introduced to this.
Oh, I see. So then it's... Oh, so you really are...
No, literally, all of their backstories have been are fleshed out in the rest of the rest of the series.
I see. So
it means that you know every character's intention in the first 3 episodes. Actually,
okay.
You meet all the characters.
Predictable then.
Bit predictable, yeah. It's grand, yeah. So you're saying I could skip this show, yeah?
No, but they're arcs.
That's okay.
So you know their backstories, but the characters change.
Oh.
They are well-developed characters because there's a difference between well-developed characters and there's character progression and character development. These characters have a lot of development because you know what these character types are and you know what they're about and the backstories, you understand them, and then they have progression because the characters change. But this show does a really good job of developing the characters in the first few episodes and then does a good job of them character progression and how the characters are changing throughout the series.
Could you watch Sword Art Online instead?
If only his face came through in audio.
Right, so anybody could watch Sword Art Online.
No one should.
No one should. Oh, that's actually my second recommendation. Why? Because
No one should. Everyone should.
Yeah.
Because
that would turn people off anime.
Do you know
what
got me back into anime after years? I didn't really watch anime a lot until a few years ago when I was about 19. And you know what got me back into anime?
Hentai.
Sword Art Online.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Sword Art Online. Some of the episodes are.
What?
Yeah. I've watched every episode. I've watched every episode. No, trust me. I've watched every episode of Sword Art Online because I want to understand it. But
you despise it.
No, that's the thing. when I first watched it, I thought this is an alright show. It was watchable to me. I thought it was exciting. Then I realized it was just flashing lights, and that's why exciting. The example is that if I got a flashlight and I put it in front of your eyes, you would think, "Whoa!"
I'd be excited.
Yeah, no. If I got a flashlight, you would be disorientated. You wouldn't know what to think. Exactly. You're watching Sword Art Online. You get disorientated. You don't know what to think.
So it's like a Transformers movie.
Yeah, it's if you shake the camera enough, it automatically becomes exciting. Like any action scene, right?
Can I go back to Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yeah.
You've said that each season like has a drastic change in tone, but if it's the same characters, do they sort of like move over into that tone progressively, or is it just next season starts and all of a sudden no gaming shit goes on from survival to that?
I will give you. It's not going to ruin any of it for you.
No, but give me an example.
But right
Spoiler.
in one of the seasons, like in the main villain and the main hero, like the main character is gone. He's like the main person throughout all of this. That's what the show is about. And then it's his friends become main characters as well. But you start
That's a
off
spoiler
with
to me.
So you're saying he dies.
right. So as it continues,
He's gone.
as it continues through this season, what happens is that you start off with him because he's the happy child. He's a happy-go-lucky child, and he's just trying to find his dad. That's the point of this series.
It's Finding Nemo.
He's trying to find the. It's the opposite, yeah. He's trying to find his dad.
Well, Nemo was trying to find his
but
dad.
he's
He's
the
stuck in a cage.
But he's the happy. This show was written just after like Dragon Ball was written.
Okay.
Like it is the time of your main character is a happy guy, a bit of an idiot, likes to fight and eats a lot of food. That is describing Goku in a nutshell,
Aaron's favourite character.
right?
Okay.
And they just want to go to the next challenge and it's exciting for them. That's entirely what Gon is. That is it. He is Dragon Ball Goku. That's all he is. And what happens in one of the seasons is that the villain is somebody who kills people without remorse, never thinking. He's entirely just about killing people, cannibalizing them. And that is his entire...
He's just hungry.
Right? And that is this... Like, it's also one of the few shows where I've seen the head of a child decapitated.
So this is the perfect show to introduce someone to.
Yeah.
Like a child.
Almost any audience. It is like it's incredibly accessible enough that my brother can watch it, but also hardcore enough that it'll make any person who understands anime and nuances to enjoy it. It is such a well-rounded show.
Okay.
No, but anyway, in one of the seasons, what happens, right?
You happy you brought this topic up, David? Yeah.
Right,
No.
in one of the seasons, you do this after a deep dive, right? But what happens in one of the seasons is that he is the happiest person alive, and through this villain's actions, he becomes the villain. Because throughout the season, he becomes more angry at him, that he just wants to see him suffer, and he makes his sidekick suffer. And then throughout that, the villain becomes more compassionate. So you actually, if you look at the beginning of the season and look at the end of the season, they're two completely different people, and they have changed. They have changed completely, with that he has now become a good guy and he refuses. And Gon has become the bad guy and his friends have to stop him. It's the complete opposite. It is so good.
See, I wasn't on board until he said that.
I'm still not fully there.
Right, now imagine this.
I'm more not interested. Just I don't think
It is. You will definitely, if you start watching this series and you get to like episode 5 when shit gets real and it starts becoming a
So
kid
we have to
show.
wait.
See, that's the problem there.
We have to
So he
wait.
said to introduce someone to something where shit gets real.
Yeah.
And like the reason it's like a film is because it's a 90-minute thing. But 5 episodes in,
Because it's charming when it begins. It's a very charming
Not
show.
gripping, though.
No, it honestly feels like Dragon Ball, or it feels like a kid show. Very streamlined though.
so
It's-
it draws you in still. It still draws you in the first
it
few
draws,
episodes.
no, it's a very streamlined show. That's what I meant by short form but long form.
But Dragon
because-
Ball didn't grab Aaron in.
No, but you have to watch it because this doesn't feel like it's depreciated with age. Because this was remastered in 2011 and they did the entire series again. With a new director by Madhouse.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This show is the 2011 version of Hunter x Hunter from back in the 1990s.
Okay.
So they took this manga from 20 years ago and then they updated it and got a new director to make it streamlined, quick. And
Edgy.
that's why it's short form content in a long form.
So is this the Kai version of DBZ?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of, but they go farther than that show did.
Hmm.
Because the show back in the 1990s didn't go as far as this did, where this is up to date with the manga.
Yeah.
This is a show where if I had anybody and I wanted them to sit down and watch a show and be satisfied, this is the show. Because it's good for any audience.
And you think this is a good place to bring people through into like the anime?
Because I think it's a show that it gets ridiculous like any anime, but it starts off very charming and humble. And then by like when you get after the first few episodes, it becomes from a charming show into now it starts to get a little more real. So it easily draws you into the point that you are starting to believe these characters and you're starting to grow with it. If it to the point where as you're watching it, you feel like you're not being thrown into the deep end of anime. You're not being thrown into the tropes. If anything happens, it feels like, oh, this is believable in this world. Like, it's not suddenly there's a boob shot. Like, it is just feels like it's nothing too deep into the tropes.
Yeah.
If it does do something, it's because a character would do that. It's never out of character. It's a very good show.
So there's no just like, this happens for a reason of plot.
Everything is because of plot. Everything is because of character motivation makes sense.
But there's a reason
Okay,
for it.
yeah, that's not just like here's a
It is not like, oh, we have to do this week to get a ratings up. It's like, no, this is a completed manga. So this is an ongoing manga that we have to be true to.
How long did the manga go on for?
The manga's still going.
What?
No.
It's a lot of years.
Oh, the manga's still going. The guy doing this does like 20 of the series. So
He's a
You've read
busy
them
man.
all.
it is well worth. By the way, the dude who actually does this is also married to the person who writes Sailor Moon. They're husband and wife.
Okay.
Never
Right.
watched it.
You don't know. No.
They are a couple of mangakas. It is absolutely adorable. This is a show that's well worth watching. If ever I had to give to in my personal experience, I showed it. My brother walked in and instantly got hooked, and he went back and watched the previous episodes that he missed, and continued on with the series. Until the
Has he
end.
watched any more anime since then?
No.
So
Well,
is it a good thing to bridge people over then?
Because after doing that, you're going through 100 and just how many episodes did you say?
There's 152.
152 episodes. Would you be kind of burned out?
I feel like you might
No,
be, yeah.
because after you
No, never mind.
but after you finish each season, it almost feels like you've completed it.
Okay, yeah. it's the
You don't
new
have
story.
to continue because when it goes into the next one, it just leads. It kind of ends in the way of on to the next adventure, and that's how each season kind of ends it. It leads onto a new arc.
So each season ends.
Each season leads onto a new arc, but
Okay.
in a way that it's like on to the next adventure. That's how it ends.
Is it all directed by one guy?
They have different episode directors. Like it's anime. They always have different episode
It's the
directors.
same like showrunner for the whole thing.
I mean, it's in like
It's the same studio.
It's a tonal shift.
Same studio. It's the same studio. It's the same quality. If anything, this show gets better. With that season 5 is one of the best. It is still considered by many people to be one of the best seasons in all of anime. It is by any reviewer. I will listen to them.
By Gary.
You'll watch
In
the
the-
first 5 seasons and then you'll love
And
it.
in their top 10, they will.
Drawn in then.
Yeah, in their top 10, they will say that this season is just like, I would put this on par with like the best seasons of Breaking Bad. It is that.
Okay.
It has so much depth. But going away from that,
Except you can watch Breaking Bad in a significantly shorter amount of time.
it's no.
Oh, actually no, because Breaking
No,
Bad.
Breaking Bad's an hour
shit.
long. These are 20-minute episodes.
Yeah, okay.
So actually, this is as long as Breaking Bad, if not shorter than Breaking Bad. And
Breaking
you-
Bad's a long show.
And
Breaking Bad is a
you will get as much
is this?
nuance. You will get as much depth.
Really?
Yep.
Do you get as much meth?
With some characters, yes.
Oh, spoilers everywhere. I watched the whole show now.
How about this? When you hear the name Hisoka, it's the most exciting fucking thing in that show.
I'm gonna forget that name.
I'm gonna forget the name
Yeah.
completely.
Oh.
I'm gonna watch it and all I'm gonna think is that name. I've already forgotten that shit.
No, it's on Crunchyroll in any place. It's very easy to find it online.
Was it on Netflix at some point?
It is on Netflix. All of it's on Netflix.
It's still on Netflix, isn't it? Yeah, I've seen it a few times. Well, I've seen it come up.
Yeah.
I would recommend watching this. It is my favorite anime.
Okay.
It's
And the
my
version
favorite
that's on
animated
Netflix.
series.
The version that's on Netflix is the redone version.
Is the version 2011? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is considered the complete version. That is considered the all-time. Like that's the version you watch.
Oh.
The one from before is kind of more of an OVA. It's not enough to consider a full series.
Now I'm gonna ask. Okay.
Yeah.
About an anime that has been recommended to me.
Okay.
Or should I say it because it could be yours. Could be yours. I doubt it would
I'll
be
say
yours.
mine first.
You say yours first.
Okay. I didn't know if I should go with a long form show like Dragon Ball Z or One Piece, or really short like Attack on Titan or something, just to draw someone in.
That got me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I decided to go with Death Note. Because it's 30-something episodes long, and it's very grounded in reality. The only non-realistic things are an elbow that kills people and a god of death. I feel like that is a great way to bridge people into it.
It was I think it might have been the first anime I ever tried. I never
Yeah.
got far into it.
Really?
Because- yeah, but that's through my own fault and through a fault of a friend of mine from back home. If he listens, he knows who the fuck he is.
A spoiler?
Just spoiler.
Oh, yeah.
Immediate. But the thing was, he had never watched Death Note. He just knew to say 2 words. And
Yeah,
he spoiled
someone
it on me.
died.
That's all he had to say to me. And he did it, and I just went, well, I'm not continuing that anymore.
Yeah.
And I wanted to wait until I'd forgotten what that spoiler was, but I never forgot what the spoiler was.
It's the only show that I watched all in one go, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I did not sleep for like a night or 2 nights, and I just powered through the whole 30-something
Wow.
episodes.
I did that with Attack on Titan, but like,
That's
wow.
12 episodes.
Yeah, yeah.
But this just drew me in so much that I feel like it could easily bridge people over to anime.
Yeah, it is still in the top. It is still the most for Western audiences.
Yeah.
It is the top manga.
I'm not surprised because it
It
is
is.
very grounded in reality. It's not that weird. Not as weird as like even Hell's Moving Castle. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a weird thing.
There have been several people where I have talked to them about like, oh, have you ever like read manga and stuff? And a lot of people will say Death Note.
Yeah.
Well, put it this way.
I talked to that person who I said I met up with like last week. I like, would you ever? And his first was Death Note.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I have the entire collection of Death Note right beside us because when I watched those first
The
two
manga
episodes-
version.
Yes, the manga version. But look at it that way, okay? The first manga version, the first manga I ever had any inkling to read
Yeah.
was Death Note because I'd only watched a few episodes. But even then, I'm still like, because I liked the premise, I think I'd be interested in going through that and experiencing the story in that form.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, now, the one that's been mentioned to me by other people.
I also just want to say
Go on,
that Death Note is possibly one of the most exciting shows you will ever watch.
Definitely.
It is the director who does Death Note, the same director who does Attack on Titan. He knows how to make things.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I
same
didn't
guy.
know that.
He knows how to make it incredibly exciting. Because he knows how to do it. He did it with Attack on Titan because that show is popular because of that director. Whenever he does something, he makes it as exciting as possible to the point where probably the most gifable moment from that entire series of Death Note is when Light eats a potato chip. Because if you know Death Note, you know that and that's not really that heavy. Like in the manga, it's just him eating a chip. In the anime, it is full on blasting heavy metal music, and then it just shows the chip slowly falling after he bites and crunches into it, zooms into his teeth. You see it, he crunches it, and then the crumbs are falling to the ground, and he's like furiously writing in his pen. All he's doing is running in a notebook.
And having a snack.
And it's the most exciting scene, and it's one of the most exciting scenes I've ever watched.
So like, he is a terrible person. He is not a good guy.
Absolutely.
And
From what I know,
you
he slowly
root for him.
becomes. Yeah,
You
is
root
he-
for him so much.
He
Yeah.
slowly becomes worse over time, is it?
He does, yeah. But there's a drastic change.
Is there a drastic change?
Yeah.
At some
Oh,
point?
in the first, like, once he gets the book, like, I'd say 2 to 3 minutes after he gets that, he's straight up just, I'm corrupted. Like, he's just corrupted.
He
this-
isn't
that-
corrupted now. He thinks what he's doing is right. It's all just justice.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
That's why I was watching. I was like, why do I root for the villain here? I look at everyone else like a villain in it.
Yeah.
I sympathize with every other character because of what he's doing.
He gets the book and then Willem Dafoe corrupts.
Fuck yes, Willem Dafoe.
No.
Look, that was ultimate fan casting. Okay, I don't think Willem Dafoe was bad for that.
Yeah, that was good, but nothing else was good.
Right, I watched the Death Note movie, okay, but I watched it because I was like, I want to see what everyone is talking about. How shit can this be? Right, but
That wasn't a Death Note movie. I'm
it
just
wasn't
saying.
Death Note movie. But when you're recommending these to people, are you recommending them to watch it subbed or dubbed?
Death Note dubbed. That's how I watched the first time.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, Hunter x Hunter is only subbed as far as I know. So
Okay.
my brother watched it subbed.
Oh,
He has
shit,
walked
that's
out.
even more.
He has walked out of live action subbed movies, like The Raid. The Raid, which has no dialogue, was a fantastic action martial arts movie. But he walked out of it because in the first 2 minutes they have some dialogue to set up plot, and then the rest of the movie is just fighting.
Did he walk out of Planet of the Apes as well, or what? Just thinking, the start of Dawn of Planet of the Apes.
I think
I'm not having this.
the third movie he did.
Oh, there's a. What?
You actually did it.
Because it starts off with the Ape Society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
War's amazing. War's a phenomenal fucking film.
That's to the level of this that it's just no, he would not watch anything once it's up. My entire family.
I'm here to watch, not to read.
Well, I have a great one for you.
And,
Kate.
yeah, and he just walked in, saw it was subbed, but he watched it because you can understand what's happening. It's a very good show.
A friend of mine watched it, okay, and he didn't have.
Death Note.
No.
Sailor Moon.
No. Planet of the Apes.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
This is still about the subtitles. He didn't have the subtitles on, but he'd never seen Dawn of the Planet of the Apes beforehand, and he said that after about 20 minutes into it, he hadn't a fucking breeze what was going on, and never copped on to put.
I think that
subtitles.
happened to me.
Oh my god, we're all signing.
I don't know if it was that film. I think it was that film.
Dawn was
Yeah.
the one where it was like
The second one.
Dawn was the second, yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Reed. No, yeah, Matt Reed.
I think it was Planet of the Apes. It might be something else, but I think it was. Got halfway through it, then realised, and then found a version. But I had no idea what was happening because we missed the first half of the film pretty much.
That's okay, you can watch it again, it's an amazing film.
Yeah.
I think when Dawn came out, it was like my favourite film of the year. When War came out, I was like, this is one of my favourite fucking films ever. This is
My
amazing.
favorite anime. Continue.
Yeah, anyway, the one that's been recommended to me that I maybe watched the first 3-4 episodes of, that I just didn't follow up on. Not that I wasn't interested in it, I think it was just, I think exams were coming up in school when I was watching it.
This seems like a continuous thing with you.
Then I
3 or 4
start-
episodes, then just fall out.
Yeah, because there's usually something else going on, or something that will get me hooked quicker than anime would.
Spit it out.
It's a great song. Full Metal Alchemist.
David's currently watching.
I'm watching it at the moment.
Not the Brotherhood.
I'm watching
Brotherhood
at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you watching Brotherhood?
No, this was years ago, Gary, like
Yeah.
when I was in school.
No, I wouldn't suggest Full Metal Alchemist. I feel like it's too anime. It's too not weird, but not as not as westernized as something that I would suggest.
If you're gonna watch Brotherhood, start from the second episode.
Yeah.
The first episode is decent.
You know, and
No,
it's
it's
20
good,
minutes.
but the first episode is a self-contained story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like your second episode is when you start getting it. So you can watch the first episode, yeah, because you'll see.
You're
that.
allowed to watch it.
You're allowed to watch. Thank you.
I'll
Thank
watch
you.
it. I allow you as anime overseer.
Well,
That's his name on Twitter.
anime was here.
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. Why?
I don't know. People just told me it was a phenomenal story,
It is.
and the characters in it are incredible. It'll just draw you in.
But Death Note is deeper.
I was also
So-
told that the reason to go for Brotherhood was that it was short.
Death Note
It is
is
short, yeah.
Yes.
deeper in its plans, but the plot of Full Metal Alchemist is much deeper.
I'd root for Light more than I would for Ed.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
But Full Metal Alchemist is like one of the main parts of that show is about sacrificing. Like what would
Spoiler.
you say? There's like sacrificial stuff. There's racial tensions and political tensions. It is.
There's
that
no
is-
potato chips though. No potato chips.
It is like, would you sacrifice one person for another? Would you sacrifice your body for another person? Would you kill for ultimate power? Like, again, these are like pretty.
Also, don't be too greedy or you'll lose your arm and leg.
These are pretty like. These are pretty like. Pretty anime stereotypes, but it does take it to a new height. Especially with like the stuff like the Ishbalins, which you
Yeah.
don't know about, but dude, that shit is so deep.
It's deep.
Like Scar and his story is
Love
like, that's
wanking.
such an interesting story.
When he kills Mufasa, yeah.
Jeremy Irons is legit in that film.
Oh my god, you know what I mean when you're talking about animals.
Okay.
Edward.
So Aaron, yours
I'm gonna
is
go Hell's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary,
We go for Hunter x Hunter.
and I'm going for Death Note. I think we'll end it up there.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. This has been the Tidbit Cast. I've been David. Gary has been.
Gary.
Aaron has been.
Aaron.
And if you ever want to like send us in anything, just go to talktotidbit@gmail.com for any corrections or anything we said during this session.
You can also find us on Spotify and Instagram still. Tidbit Cast. Thank you and goodbye.